Friends and neighbors, this is Neo Street back again, and this is I think this is probably the fewest number of players I've ever seen to when the second break happens. So uh, I've had a lot of luck to get here. In fact, I fell in uh, and survived. I fell in with a king four, and two fours showed up on the flop, so that enabled me to stay alive. And I've had good luck. I've had aces twice, and I had a flush, a diamond flush once. And so let's take a look at my stats. So I've been the deck has been hitting me in the face with regularity this tournament. So I'm seeing the flop 29% of the time, and I'm 11 for 13 on showdowns and 5 pots won without showdown. So let's see, the money up top is 11.1 million. What I should say is the prize pool is 11.1 million. The money up top for first place is 1,053,000. So I'm currently in sixth place out of the 12 remaining players of the original 253 entries, and we're starting up soon. I have a great shot at making the final table, and hoping to ladder up from there and maybe even get to heads up. That would be wonderful. Okay, so this is a fold. It was kind of funny. There was one player who pretended that he had to go. He was in a rush, and so, well, maybe he really did have to go, but he he ended up betting big on hands that were marginal and won. And so then he said, "I guess I'll stay." And but he's gone now. So luck goes both ways, of course. All right, Jack nine offsuit. Uh, well, I have a big enough stack so I can play around with some chips. So I can probably, if this guy does, oh, he's betting. So I was going to say, if he didn't bet, I could probably push him off the hand because he's a small stack. Here again, King nine. I still have chips to play with, but you can lose chips in a hurry if you have that attitude all the time. So if I don't improve here, I'll tighten up. All right. So that's a fold. So yeah, I played a little loose for those two hands. Maybe I shouldn't have called it, but who's to say? Still in, no, I just dropped down to seventh as a result. So a pair of sixes, I'm in the big blind. Not bad to get a pair when you're in the big blind. No one ever expects the big blind to have any kind of a hand, really. So I'll be set hunting. I'm looking for a six on the flop to give me to give me a set of sixes. It would be trip sixes if I only had one six and two showed up in the flop. It's better to have the set than trips, of course. All right, well, I'll lay it down. Okay, so we lost, I think we had 12, so we lost one player. And so two more players to fade to make the final table. And see those lights come on. Okay, I paired my four. So I'll bet it. He doesn't know what I'm betting on. I got a piece of the flop. That might just push him off. Yep, pushed him off. You never want to bluff without at least a tiny piece of the flop. Unless you're in heads up. And then all bets are off. That's why heads up is so much fun. Okay, well, I'm not going to risk chips on that. So we're still at 11 players left. This guy's at risk if he gets called. He didn't, so his bet went through. So even though this is suited, I want to play tight until I make the final table. Okay, right now the next payout is 178,000, but the next money jump is at ninth for 200,000. So that would be an extra 22,000 just for fading two players. So sometimes the way to make money is to just fold. Fold, and fold some more. Of course, you need a big enough stack to... Okay, the final table's here. The lights came on. So I'm 7th of 9 in the big blind again. I'll just check it and hope everyone either just folds or calls, but don't want to see any bets here. Okay, so I'm gone now. Maybe this guy will get knocked out because this guy's still in the hand. The two people still in the hand. I mean, 3, but 2 against the smallie. All right. He went all in. He'll get 1 call, I think. Maybe not. Oh, he did. Oh, good. He looks like he's going to be gone. It's nothing personal, but you just love the money jumps. Okay, so he finished in 9th. So now the next money jump for 8th place. Oh, queens. Beautiful ladies. I'll call those. Pre-call them. So the 8th place got paid out. I mean, the 9th place got paid out 200. So 233 is for 8th place. So that's another 33,000. So I have I got a pair which is over the board. So I'll bet it. The other 2 stacks are bigger stacks than me, so they could shove over me if they wanted. But the fact that oh, okay, this board is both straighty and flushy, meaning he could either have a straight draw or a flush draw or both. So I'll meekly go away and live to fight another day. Oh, good. As I said before, I sometimes love it when I get crap hands because then no brain power is required to fold. Not that I don't want to use my brain, but I want to use it at key spots. And so if there are spots which aren't key, where it can take a breather, that's fine. All right, that's another breather. So yeah, I was actually thinking that it might even be possible to have for the final table have been set before the second break was even hit, because the tournament was shedding players like crazy. So now I'm 1 away from Caboose Boy. But I just want to ladder up, get a money jump, get the next money jump, then get the next one. You just look 1 rung up. You don't look too far up, or you try not to. But the money up top is over $1 million. So through no fault of my own, I've got bumped back up to 6th place, just from other action that I wasn't in the action. Still not in the action. Okay, so that was one of the smallies popped up his stack. That's an easy fold. Yeah, I'm one of the smallies myself, but only to be in contention, I need to double up a couple times. It's easier said than done. But if I get aces for a 3rd time, then but I'm not greedy. I don't think I should get them again. this tournament. So two faces, you gotta see what comes. So let's see who's up top. I think that's, oh, Local Gal 12 has got a significant chip lead over the second place, 50,000 chips, 51,000. So that's a check. Oh, I'm to the right of the chip leader, which is never a good spot to be in. The best spot is to the left of them. So I'll fold that. He could have a flush draw or 3 5s. Okay, so I'll call that. I just had a window pop up on me that said another tournament ended. I didn't think I was in another tournament, so I'll have to investigate later what the hell that window was all about. Okay, I'm not going to risk my tournament life. So now I am Caboose Boy, but I got another money jump to 7th, so that's 7th place gets paid 267, so that was another 34 over the 8th place. So I get dealt a hammer in the big blind. The hammer that's really a feather. So if I make it to 6th, that's another 50,000 on top. I mean, a money jump of 50,000, because that would be 317. So that money jump is exactly the buy-in, which is kind of funny. All right, I might just have to go with this one. Let's see, no one else is in real danger of busting out but me, so I'll just go with God on this baby. Probably end up in 7th, but not a bad spot. I mean, not a bad. Oh, okay, I'm in good shape. Okay, so I'm now 6th place for the moment. So this is another brainless fold. And now the shorty would, so 7th, as I said, gets 267,000. So now I'm eyeing the $50,000 money jump up to 6, which is for 317 for the payout. So here's where I'll get really tight and just try to outweight the shorty, because the big blinds are going to hit him and kill him sometime. Because the big blind right now is 3.6 and the small blind is 1.8. It won't. That'll put the hurt on him. So right now he is over here. So he just got hit by the big blind. So he'll get hit by the small blind next. So he's only got 1,041 chips left. I get a pair. As I always say, pairs are good, but they're better heads up than anything else. But I'll take my chances. I still have a good shot at making that next money jump. He's all in. He's at risk against 4 other players. Odds are he's gone, and I've got my money jump. And this might be the silent collusion deal where we all check it around just to make sure he's gone. Making sure we all get our hands seen at showdown. So all our hands get seen. Hey, there you go. Pair of 7s held out. Okay, so that gave you a money jump. So now the next payout is 5th. Well, the next payout is 6th, but the next money jump is 5th. So the jump from 6th to 5th is another 72,000 smackaroos. All right, now I have chips to play. I'm Caboose Boy, but I've got a decent number of chips. So I'll see if I can ladder up to 5th. Just keep an eye on the rung right above you and keep looking up. Don't look down. It's like when you're hiking or climbing a mountain. You don't want to look down too much because it's a vertiginous drop. All right, well, I'm in the big blind again, so I'll just check it. And actually, I'll check fold it. If anyone bets on it, I'm gone. Another check fold thing. Yeah, I'm gone. This guy is putting himself at risk. Actually, he's got more chips than this guy, so this guy is the guy at risk. Hey, here comes the money jump if it holds. There you go. Yes, sir. Down to 5. All right. So I'm Caboose Boy, but I'm laddering up as Caboose Boy. That's fine. That's legal. It's fun to do when you can do it. So King 6. No, too many big stacks. I'm a smallie, so I'm just going to hope they knock each other out. So the next page jump is from 5th to 4th. So that would be, oh man, that's $95,000. Well, play dollars, but still. So that's almost double the buy-in. As I said before, the pay jumps just get ridiculously exponential at the top. If you look at the payouts, it goes off the charts at the very end. All right, King 3 off. No brain cells were harmed. Yeah, when you're in the small stack, unless you get a really good hand, you're in fold or shove territory. If the hand's not good enough to shove, you fold. And but then again, you have to try to stay up with the blinds. So it's a balancing act. Because if you just fold all the time, the blinds will eat you up, and you'll fall in and likely have a crap holding and lose at showdown. So I'll check this. I hope no one raises. Okay, so I have what they call a gut shot straight draw. If a 10 comes, I've got a Broadway straight, but I'm not going to bet this. And I'll meekly go away if anyone bets. Well, should I be meek or should I? I've got enough chips to take one stab at the pot. I mean, one stab at getting a 10. No, I'm not going to. I'm of two minds, but I'm gonna fold. I'm gonna be meek. I'm gonna be a lamb this time. Okay, I'm just hoping there's a big confrontation between two of the biggies, and so again, that's a $95,000 pay jump I'm staring in the face. So if you can fold to get 95 grand, why not? Okay, this guy's at risk, but he's gonna win the hand. So that didn't help me. They basically switched stack sizes. This guy had the 100 plus before, and they just swapped. So the big blind is now at 4K. So I can have a couple orbits where I just fold and fold and fold. So that's what I'll do. I think I can get a couple orbits out of it. Actually, the orbits are quicker with only 5 players, so you get hit by the blinds harder. But if I get a good hand, like aces, for instance, or kings, I'll back it. But it's just, when you up against such huge stacks, it just doesn't make any sense to bet something. Again, I should either shove or fold, so I'm folding so far. And I got a shove with better than Jack 10 offsuit. Okay, ace deuce suited. So this one, if he puts me in, oh, I got to walk. I was in the big blind and I got to walk. That's when no one else puts any money in. So you get the blinds and the small ante back in your stack. So I'm still the smallie, but I have a little bit more than I had before. Now, speaking of silent collusion, if they wanted to, without saying anything to themselves or out loud, I mean, without saying anything in text to the other players, they could just decide to bet the amount of my chips left and just call, and so gang up on me 3-1. That's illegal to do if you're doing it in collusion, but if you just know about it and don't do it and don't say anything, what it's not really collusion. All right, this guy's a shorty now too. So we're the two shorties. Wow, the ghost at the top is 202, over twice what the second place player has. Wow. So again, this next payout is at 389, but I'm eyeing the 484. Everyone's playing kind of tight now. Okay, he's at risk if this guy calls. Oh, he didn't call. I was hoping he'd call. All right, well, since I'm in the big blind again, I'll check and hope no one raises up. Jack 10 is not bad for heads up. All right. I'll be lying for once. Oh, I was up against Rockets. That's it. That I was drawing dead on the river, but it's been real. It's been fun. I end the tournament in fifth place for a payout of 389,000. So that's 339 profit. So it's been a good time, and I shall see you all later.